How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla, welcome back to Ever 17. Not much has happened in the last episode apart from Tsugumi getting up and buggering off despite the fact that she's severely hurt. And we're off looking for her again because we've got a chicken sandwich to give her. That seems to be the most important thing right now. I left the infirmary and turned left down a corridor. When I arrived at the security office, I opened a door and flew inside. There was somebody already there. Tsugumi was sitting in a chair in front of the console. She was engrossed in something and didn't notice me come in. She was doing something at the console. On the screen was the zoomed-in section of a map. A strange point of light was moving across the enlarged section of the map. The light indicated the sign of life. She hit the key. One portion of the screen changed and the remote camera zoomed in on whatever was reacting. A living creature was visible on the monitor. Phew! Tsugumi breathed a sigh of relief. A rat. At the sound of my whisper, Tsugumi swung around. She blinked. It's a rat, isn't it? A grey rat was running along a pipe. The third map showed the isolated sector on the third map. Is that the rat you're looking for? Of course not. Tsugumi was obviously flustered. I looked under your bed and saw a box. There were nuts everywhere. She looked away. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Anyway, I wonder how that dirty rodent got in here. Dirty rodent? Tsugumi's voice was suddenly hysterical. I was a little taken aback. It's not a rat. It's a Jungarian hamster. I think. Really? Oh, so that's what it's called, a Jungarian huh? You're pretty knowledgeable, Tsugumi. Everybody knows what they're called. Her chest puffed out slightly. So, you were looking for that rat? No. I told you it's not a rat. Oh, sorry, not rat, but hamster. You were looking for the hamster. Tsugumi seemed to nod her head reluctantly. The movement was so small I wasn't even sure if she'd made it. Tsugumi looked back at the monitor. He probably travelled through some pipe. Pipe? The pipes were the electric cables or the power sockets. Oh, I see. Her finger traced the map. Nobody could walk to where the hamster was. The top right of the screen showed an area underwater. It seemed there was one room still empty. It was even further away than the isolated area on the third floor. It wasn't very clear on this map, but there was one emergency corridor in the sector. I committed Lemu's map to memory. Geez, I guess I'll just have to... I grabbed a plastic bag from the trash can and headed for the exit. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think I'm going? I'm going to get him. Oh, that funny looking hamster. There's no way you'll make it. There's a section underwater between here and there. And no human could fit through the pipe. I ignored her and left the security office. I began to walk towards the place I had in mind. Wait. Tsugumi caught up with me and grabbed my arm. What now? If I don't get going, Mr. Hamster is going to move to another place. How do you plan to get in there? How else? Swim. Huh? Tsugumi's hand relaxed. Still in her grip, I kept moving. Tsugumi came with me. Wait, are you out of your mind? I'm going through with this. That's the reason why I think you're stupid. If you open those floodgates, you'll be overwhelmed by the seawater. The pressure is 6 atmospheres. You don't have to worry about that. The hamster is in an area directly connected to the flooded emergency corridor. The water in that area is 1 atmosphere of pressure, so the flooded corridor should be about the same. Besides, the flooded gates on either side of the corridor are firmly shut. The corridor is completely isolated from the outside seawater. The entrance on the other side is open. If I use the flooded corridor beneath the room, I can get to the next area. Why don't you go back and check the map? But how far do you think it is to get to the area? 153 feet? I made sure to check it before. Yeah, but 153 feet is a long way. It'll be alright. I swam to one end and back of a 25-meter pool underwater once. I kicked off the far wall coming back, but still. I waved my hands to dismiss it. Tsugumi's expression hardened. You were crazy. Are you trying to kill yourself? Tsugumi breathed in sharply. I'll be alright. It's alright, I won't die. I promise I'll come back. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this for one little hamster? What else can I do? We're all in this together. Maybe you're not one of us, but any pet you have is one of us. In Japan, people with the same goal are called friends. You're an idiot. It doesn't bother me. I'd rather be a cheerful idiot than some warped genius. Yeah, me too. We took I down to the 3rd floor. Actually, I am a cheerful idiot, so that works out really nicely. From where we walked along the corridor to the isolated sector. Anyway, you might as well eat this. Fried chicken sandwich was still in my hand. I shoved it at Tsugumi. Here, before it gets cold. Tsugumi's face showed no reaction as she silently accepted the sandwich. Tsugumi slowly unwrapped the sandwich. She cautiously sniffed it. Munch. Tsugumi suddenly took a huge bite. She ate it fast. The sandwich disappeared before my eyes. Whew. How was it? Good, huh? Tsugumi didn't reply, but pulled out the sandwich wrapping paper and threw it back at me. But seeing how happily she ate it, I didn't need words to know how she felt. I was pleased. We arrived at the pipe room. We searched the floor and opened the hatch of the manhole that led to the emergency corridor. We peered inside. A tube of about 2 feet in diameter stretched down below us. A simple ladder was fixed on one side of the tube. About 6 feet down, we could see the submerged emergency light shining. We could find no signs as we peered through the hatch that the water was backflowing. That meant that the water pressure inside the corridor was balanced against the pressure around us. I wonder if there's something I can use to guide me back. Fortunately, there was a rope with a hook on it, which looked as if it were a lifeline for the maintenance crew. I decided to hold on to it. When I went in, checking that the rope was long enough, I tied it firmly to a pipe nearby. If I tied it to the hook where I came out, then it should be easy to return. Alrighty then. I did some light stretching exercises to warm up. Wait. I should go instead. Huh? Tsugumi stared me square in the face. Don't get me wrong. I didn't purposefully try to get you to do something that I knew you couldn't do. I'm not like you, I'm not stupid. You and I are different up here. Tsugumi tapped her head. I'm going. What's your problem? I can't believe you're being like this at a time like this. It's not a nice thing to say. I'll be fine. You get back to the security office. When I get through the other side, you can tell me where the hamster is. We won't be able to locate him without MMIH, will we? Yeah. Yeah, it is. So why don't you use that superior intellect of yours and think of something? Unless someone who can operate MMIH stays behind, it won't work. Haha. Tsugumi laughed. Alright. I've learned from you. I'll show you what I can do with a little courage and guts. Now, wait just a... She punched me. Tsugumi punched me. See you later. Tsugumi took the rope hook and went down the ladder. Before long, she disappeared from view. The rope stretched into the water. Holding my stomach, I sunk to my knees. She got me with a good solid body blow, and I couldn't stand up. She hit really hard. I can't believe her. I seem to remember getting punched like that by someone wearing a mascot costume. Was that Tsugumi? Ugh. I was suddenly dizzy. My stomach was in agony. Not where I'd been punched. I was suffering from a totally different pain. I reached for the pipe and tried to stand up, but my hand grasped at thin air. My vision clouded. I coughed and spat. What erupted from my mouth was the semi-liquid remains of my hot dog. What the... I felt a chill as I lost consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I was lying half in a pool of water. Where am I? Oh, it's the pipe room. What happened to Tsugumi? In front of me, I could see the rope disappearing into the hatch. That's right, she's looking for the hamster. I have to get to the security office. Tsugumi will need navigation. You're too late. Sorry, I'll be right there. Huh? What? I've already been there and back. With a startled look on her face, Tsugumi peered out of the hatch. She pulled up the rope and stood up as she closed the hatch. I slowly got off the floor. How'd it go, Tsugumi? I found him. He was in the corner of the room, but I couldn't catch him. I think he ran this way. Oh. I hope we could catch him. Just let me check then. What does this hamster look like? He's just a normal Jungarian. Grey colour, black stripe on his back, small enough to sit in the palm of your hand. Like that. I pointed at a small rodent running along a nearby pipe. Huh? Takeshi, grab him. What? Seeing the rodent, Tsugumi's eyes got huge. I had no idea what to say. The small furry animal noticed Tsugumi and me and froze, his eyes fixed on us. Well then, I reached out my hand. Gotcha. What, just like that? I didn't think I'd catch him so quickly. The stunned hamster lay quietly in my hand. Wow, nice catch. No, be careful, don't squeeze him so hard. What? Tsugumi snatched the rat from my hand. She stroked it gently as if she were consoling it. Did it hurt? I'm sorry. Huh? What? Is that really a rat? I mean, what are you doing with that thing in the first place? I was taken aback. No. I keep telling you. This is not a rat. It's a chamois. It's Chammy. He's a Jungarian hamster. Tsugumi spat the words out. She pouted as she glared at me. Okay, he's not a rat, he's Chammy. Chammy? A hamster's name is Chammy? I didn't say that. I never said that. Embarrassed, she bowed her head. Anyway, that's what you were looking for? She nodded silently. Oh, okay, well, great. That was lucky, wasn't it? Anyway, we caught him. Yeah, Takeshi, thank you, I guess. Her voice was quiet and expressionless. Ouch. She knocked me down and bolted from the room. She was soaking wet and still clutching Chammy. What is with that chick? I wanted to tell her how glad I was that she was okay. It seemed I'd missed my chance. Stunned, I listened to her footsteps grow fainter. So that's what happened. Oh, I see. Several hours had elapsed since the hunt for Chammy. I had asked Sora to come with me to the souvenir kiosk on the second floor. Isn't it great that Tsugumi found her friend? Yeah. Her friend, huh? Well, as far as Tsugumi was concerned, it was her friend. Anyway, Takeshi. Weren't we gonna search this kiosk for food? Huh? Was that right? It was quiet all round. There was no one around. You, the kid, and Coco were in the conference room preparing for bed. Tsugumi was probably asleep in the infirmary. We looked pretty thoroughly last time and didn't find anything. But there are nuts and cookies here. I saw them right away, look. Sora pointed at the packets in the kiosk. Oh, really? There was a mountain of packets, just like the one that I'd found under the bed in the infirmary. I guess we're all half asleep when we looked last time. Well, we don't need to worry about food for a long time, for the time being. We can keep eating the fried chicken sandwiches, can't we? Yes, there are plenty. I don't know what the expiration date is on them, but there should be enough for 2 or 3 more days. Oh. Yeah. We kept talking for a while. It was an ordinary conversation with no fixed theme and nothing to do with the topic of escape. I wonder what the weather is like up there. I've no way of knowing what the situation's like on the surface, but judging from what it's like underwater, it's quite calm. It's unlikely to get worse anytime soon. That's reassuring. Yes. Half the meaning was probably lost. I thought that perhaps this conversation could be an opportunity. I searched for the right words. Listen, Sora. I want to talk about something serious. You do too, Takeshi? Actually, so do I. Really? Okay, after you. Ladies first. No, Takeshi. You go first. To tell you the truth, I'm a little embarrassed. So am I. Let's say at the same time? Let's both speak at the same time. Alright. Now get together then. 3, 2, 1, go. It's about the lecture today. I'd spoken a moment sooner. Well, okay. Love psychology? Sora's cheeks were bright red. Yes, that. I was probably a little red too. T.E. We were reflected on the glass of the kiosk. Sora twinkled as she spoke. I wanted to speak about the lecture. Coco was afraid of me, and you seemed mad about something. But what you said wasn't wrong, at least I don't think so. Neither do I. Yeah, well, of course you don't. I think my examples may have been a little extreme, but I think my basic message was alright. Yeah? Yeah. Professor, I'd like you to finish the lecture. Teach me everything. Teach me what I don't know. Alright then, Miss Anikigasaki. The lecture resumed. After hours study, she was the only one participating in my lecture. No one else was listening. It was a lecture for one-on-one. Alright then, Sora. We're gonna get back to the basics. I played it up a little. Professor, I have a question. What is it? You weren't acting like this earlier today. I pretended to clear my throat. The professor is practicing speaking like a professor. Let's not worry about how to talk. The way you're talking is fine. There are gentlemen who prefer gentle voices. I went to the kiosk alone. Inside the kiosk, which had not been used since the second floor, was strewn with colourful stationery and merchandise. Professor, what should I do? Just stand there. Alright. Sora's waiting just outside the kiosk. I jumped over the counter. I brushed aside the stuff that was lying around and went over to the window. Alright then, Sora. Yes, what is it, Professor? Come a little closer. From inside the kiosk, I beckoned to Sora. Sora approached the glass. She stopped about a yard away. Takeshi, if I go any closer, the RSD image will... Don't be so unromantic, you'll spoil the mood. But I'll probably start to look flat. Embarrassed, she bowed her head. It's alright, it doesn't matter. Repeat after me. It's alright. It's alright. Blushing furiously, Sora timidly approached the window. Slowly, one step at a time. That's it. Before long, Sora and I faced each other through the thin sheet of glass. Here I am. Do I look strange, Professor? Don't worry. I told you it was alright, didn't I? Her image is warping a little, but it was nothing serious. Alright then, practice. I'm a little nervous. Well, don't let me make you nervous. Relax. Relax, okay? Repeat. Relax. Relax. In my hand I held a marker pen that I'd picked up off the floor. It was a red water-based pen. Alright then. You know, I thought you were a traditional Japanese girl. Really? Pure and sincere. Lovely. But I felt that as a 24-year-old you were lacking a little something. What? Colour. The look of a grown woman. Sora was standing on the other side of the spotless glass. I took the cap off the pen and traced the line of Sora's lips. The fastest way to give you colour is with makeup. With conservative makeup like yours, you won't even attract doctors or lawyers. Your makeup has to be more feminine. Professor, I don't understand what you mean. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I carefully drew her lipstick. That tickles. Stand still. This is difficult. I'm not moving. Maybe my hand wasn't used to the angle. Anyway, it was shaking a little. I drew her eyeline, gave her mascara and rouge, and covered her eyebrows. Alright, you're done. Finished. What a work of art. If I would give it a title, I'd call it... Yes, I'd call it Butterfly of the Night. Oh my god. Professor? Is this feminine makeup? Well, not quite. I think that's 60-year-old prostitute makeup. We had a teacher, I had an English teacher at high school that had makeup like that. She was about 60 years old. It's actually over the top. Really over the top. You look like Mimi from fucking the Drew Carey show. It was a complete failure. It looks like a child scribbling. I've never looked like this. This is a change. I've never seen anything, You like this? I think I like it. I wouldn't be so sure about that. You really think so? What, you don't like it? I didn't think you would. What do you mean? Miss Anagasaki? Oh my god. It's all wrong. I tried to rub the lipstick off with my hand, but it wouldn't come off. The more I tried to wipe it off, the more the lipstick spread on her face. It's a window, dude. Just get her to stand around the other side. Professor? Is this feminine makeup? All around Sora's mouth was stained red. Miss Anagasaki? Not exactly. Without meaning to, I laughed. Professor? I'm sorry, but it's certainly a change. I was apologizing, but I couldn't stop laughing. Oh, Professor! Stop playing with my face! Then Sora started to laugh as well. We both collapsed laughing. The sound of our laughter filled the silence of the nighttime kiosk. It had been ages since I'd laughed like that. And after we'd laughed for a while, Sora moved over to the next window. No, don't do it again. Please do it properly this time. Sora's face became serious. Alright. Okay then. Alright, this time I promise you, perfect feminine beauty. I picked up the pen again and faced the glass. I faced it, but what's wrong? Nothing. I didn't draw anything with the pen. I stared deep into Sora's eyes through the glass. Takeshi? Her glossy lips were forming my name. Let's not do this. Huh? You don't need makeup. You don't need makeup, Sora. You're already beautiful. Professor? Don't tease me. I'm not teasing you, I mean it. Don't say that, Professor. I could see Sora blushing. If you say that, Professor, I'll start to take you seriously. She bowed her head, her eyes searching around. No more playing, teacher. Professor? Takeshi? Sora slowly raised her head and looked me in the eyes. Sora? Your hands. Put your hands here. Put my hands against the glass. Visit me in prison. Sora placed her hands where mine were. Right against left. Left against right. Separated only by a pane of glass, our hands were touching. It felt strange. What should be a barrier between us was actually the only thing joining us. Without something between us, we couldn't touch. But on either side of this glass, we were able to confirm the existence of the other. It felt as if my hands were touching Sora's body. Sora's face was there in front of me, mere inches from me. We were so close I could hear her breathing. I thought that I could probably even take her in my arms. Takeshi? May I ask you something? Go ahead. I feel warm. I feel really warm. From my fingers and in my heart. What's happening? Why do you think... I couldn't answer. Sora's eyes glistened with tears as she stared at me. The glass in the window was shaking. Sora's warmth had spread to my hand. But it was just an illusion. If I closed my eyes, Sora disappeared. But in my hand I could feel the warmth like sunshine. Even if the warmth was just an illusion, Sora existed then and there. Of that I was certain. Darkness spread out before my eyes. Without limit, it spread. Nothingness. The void was endless. And in the middle of it, I could find nothing by which to judge distance. I searched for light, but couldn't even see the movement of my body. There was nothing below my feet. Nothing held me up. And so I fell. I fell. Deeper and deeper I sank into the void. Further and further. No, that wasn't it. It seemed to me rather that the darkness was coming toward me. It approached me at terrifying speed, but there was no sound. Yet it was creeping, closer and closer. And finally it penetrated me. There was no way for me to shake it off. It seeped completely into me. It was strange, but there was no feel to it. The blackness invaded and settled inside me. It overtook me, never to part again. I'm becoming the darkness. The darkness is becoming me. My body becoming the darkness itself. The void was endless. It had no ceiling. Nothing existed to cover it. It was an abyss. Everything was buried in the pitch black, and the dark of the night was crushing me. That is how everyone dies. I was dying. I was dead. Death. Lovely. What a great dream. When I awoke, my shirt was soaked with sweat. What an awful way to start the day. I pulled out my PDA to check the time. It read 3:18 AM. That's hardly the start of the day. That's the end of the day. But all drowsiness had left me. Attempting to sleep again would have been a waste of time. I thought I'd only have another nightmare. Nearby I could hear soft breathing. Coco and Pee-Pee were nestled together comfortably asleep. Trying not to wake them, I opened the conference room door and sneaked out. May 5th? Geez, we're nearly there. It's been a long way, but we're nearly there. Outside, the hallway seemed endless. For a moment, I had the illusion it went on forever. Stop being stupid. Without hesitation, I stepped into the cold water filling the hallway. I realized how oddly accustomed I'd grown to this spectacle, this strange situation, this daily routine, being continually enclosed by walls that in a matter of time were doomed to come crashing down. Where will I be when that happens? I decided not to think too deeply about it. I'd already decided not to think about things like that. Climbing the emergency stairway, I headed towards White Stock. Reaching the infirmary, I pushed the button to open the door. She's not here. The bed was empty. The spilled nuts were gone. I wonder if Tsugumi cleaned them up or if it was someone else. In the meantime, no one was in the room. Reaching out to the MMIH terminal, I touched the screen. No reaction. The monitor lights were out. I walked toward the security office. I thought that maybe the terminal there would be online. Opening the door, I hesitated at the smell. As always, the room smelled like smoke. I tried the terminal. The screen read, Periodic Maintenance in Progress. The message continued, Le MMIH Full System Periodic Maintenance Program in operation. Until completion, portions of Le MMIH functions are inaccessible. Estimated completion time, 6 AM. While under maintenance, automatic control systems throughout the compound will be partially offline. However, facilities and attractions will operate normally. Note, since all sensors and recording systems system operations will be checked during maintenance, function may be erratic. Therefore, it will not be possible to access data through the terminals. Warning, this maintenance program should not be aborted except in cases of emergency. If aborted, there is a danger of making the MMIH system unstable. Therefore, please refrain from accessing the MMIH until after maintenance completion. Thank you for your cooperation. Additional note, until the maintenance completes, I will be unavailable. Everyone should be asleep at this time anyway, right? I informed everyone about this operation at dinner time, but in case any of you forgot what I said, I'm leaving this message. That is all. Good night, Sora. Well, how about that? Geez, Sora, I guess you forgot to tell me about this. Well, then again, maybe I just wasn't listening. That selective hearing is kicking in again. I was probably just busy eyeing that extra piece of sausage in the refrigerator. Trying not to be seen by the others as I hid the sausage. Now we're playing hide the sausage in the never mind. And later I cooked it up. I've been gloating over it until being caught, and then certainly not expecting to throw it up only half an hour later. Was I stupid or what? I was lucky it wasn't worse. Oddly enough, I hadn't felt hungry since. Anyway, having no particular place to go, I found myself in front of an elevator. Go back to sleep! Jesus Christ. Push the button. With no clear reason in mind, I pushed the elevator call button. All it did was make a noise. The elevator showed no sign of budging. But of course, all of the elevators in this section of the compound had been shut down. Hi. Hearing a voice from behind me, I turned my head, and there was Tsugumi standing quietly. Hey, what were you up to? There's no point waiting around. That elevator's not coming. I didn't have an answer to give. Takeshi, what's the matter? Are you deaf? I couldn't help but laugh. Come on, what's going on? What's so funny? Tsugumi seemed slightly disturbed. It's nothing, no special reason. It was just that, well, I thought your question was pointless. At first Tsugumi started to frown. Then she laughed back at me. You started to catch on, haven't you? I suppose. I was just out for a little walk. What have you been doing? Oh, that's okay. You don't have to answer. In that case, don't ask. Turning her eyes away, Tsugumi frowned slightly. Looking at the floor, she seemed lost in thought. After a moment, she lifted her eyes and spoke. Say, Takeshi, do you know what qual is? Qual? That's right, qual. No, but I'm going to say I do. Yes, I know what it is. It's the jellyfish gondola attraction. That's right, I remember. Jellyfish gondola attraction. We did know that, right? Yeah. So what about it? Well, qual is just behind this elevator room. Yeah, come to think of it, you're right. And then we both fell silent. Tsugumi started to giggle and gave me a hard look. We both knew what we were going to do next. With Tsugumi in the lead, we headed for the qual entrance. Say, how do you make this thing work? Go figure. Go figure? Come on, tell me. It's already turned on, dummy. Just get in and it'll go. That's it? Look, I tried it out already, so I'm pretty sure. Well, if you say so. Wait a second, you've already tried it? Yeah, I tested it. Tsugumi's face looked troubled, as if she'd been caught at something. You're saying you wrote it alone? Well, not exactly alone. Who was with you? The hamster. It's not who I was with. You see, I was with Chammy. You mean your hamster? Well, yeah. In other words, one adult and one critter. Yeah. You rode qual with Chammy? Yes, don't make me repeat myself. Well then, how was it? Fun? Chammy fell asleep. I guess he was bored. But as for me, who cares? It's a meaningless question. Tsugumi hadn't said much, which was a lot more than usual. In other words, you were lonely, huh? If I was there, I could have cheered you up. What do you mean, cheer me up? Well, you know, you've been through a lot. And I thought maybe the two of us together would. You're right. But then suddenly Tsugumi's expression lost its tension. All of a sudden she let out a laugh. What's going on with you? Did I say something stupid? Nah, not really. It's nothing important. It's just that I needed to laugh. And then again, her expression hardened again. Fucking hell. But then again, I thought that a slight smile still remained on her face. Let's go. Okay, if you say so. Together we got inside the ride. Immediately after the hatch closed, the gondola began to move forward smoothly. It was just as Tsugumi had said. The jellyfish-shaped gondola picked up speed and headed toward the outskirts of the white stock. The corrugated tube carrying the gondola wrapped its way along the perimeter of the floor. Floating comfortably inside the tube, the gondola skirted its way along. There's something I've been meaning to ask you. What is it? Well, it's something I wanted to ask, something I wanted to confirm. It was strange that Tsugumi would have something she wanted to say just to me. Her behaviour seems extremely odd. It's strange, but it seems that, like, I'm beginning to lose it. Like I'm going crazy? Huh? So tell me, where are you? Out of nowhere, she asked me again. What do you mean, where? I'm right here. Yeah, but where is here? You know, here is here, right? I beat the palm of my hand against my chest. Have you ever cut your fingernails? What's up with you all of a sudden? Tsugumi leaned over urgently, right in front of my face. In her eyes I could see something like a distant light. I could just glimpse the tip of her tongue, wet and smooth. Just answer, okay? Have you ever cut your fingernails? Of course I have. Well then, is the nail that's been cut away still you? What do you mean? I mean, are you there in the nail? No, I guess once it's gone from the body, it's not me anymore. How about hair? Same goes for hair. It's made of the same shit, isn't it? In that case, then the hair here is you, right? But if I pull it out... No, this isn't me. It's not alive anymore. Ouch! I reflectively put my hand to my head. Tsugumi had yanked out a couple of strands. This isn't you. Tsugumi held the hair up, waving it around. That's tough. It isn't me, but I guess you could call it ex-me. Okay, then what if I ripped your arm off? You gotta be kidding. Tsugumi grabbed my arm, and before I could react, I was drawn into her body. Although she wasn't abnormally strong, I found it impossible to resist her. It was a natural flowing movement. Inside the white gondola, Tsugumi's body covered mine. I could feel her breath. I could feel her pulse. I could feel the warmth of her body. I could smell her scent. The smell of musk. It made me slightly dizzy. Well, if I ripped her arm off? Gazing intensely at me, Tsugumi continued shooting me questions. Would you be there? In the arm? No, I suppose I wouldn't be there. Okay, then what if I took your leg? Or if I cut your torso away? Or if I even took out your brain? Still gazing at me, she moved her hands and put them on my neck. I felt like I was being hunted. The illusion was intense. She looked straight at me. I couldn't shake myself away from her gaze. I peered deeply into her eyes. I felt like I was being sucked inside her. Those eyes full of that distant light. I wondered where the light originated from. Tell me, Takeshi, where are you? Where am I? Me. Takeshi Kuranari. Since the moment I was born, I'd existed as one person. One continuous, linear, cohesive individual. There was no doubt about that fact. The me as a baby in the photo album, the me running around in elementary school, and finally the me sitting there. They were the same organism called Kuranari Takeshi. So where exactly did the entity called me exist? In the past, people thought that soul existed in a person's heart. Descartes believed the soul inhabited the pineal gland in the brain. The brain. I wondered briefly if I existed only in my memories. But if that were the truth, then if I lost my memory like the kid, wouldn't that mean I was no longer Kuranari Takeshi? Thoughts, senses, emotions, sensations, character, values? All of those things were nothing but functions of an organ called the brain. But the brain is you, right? That's where the you exists. Everything else is just meat sack. For one thing, the me that ran around in elementary school is composed of different molecules than the me there. From a purely and material point of view, my younger me was entirely different than my older me. Cells die and are replaced daily. Every cell that is replaced will also die. They say that the cells in the entire human body are completely replaced every 3 to 5 years. By comparison, a rock would be composed of the exact same molecules 5 years before, or 5 years hence. But a human body was different. The cells of me 5 years ago were not the same cells of me then. Even so, the me of 5 years before the me then were definitely the same. Then what is it that defined me? And where did the me exist? All this time, Tsugumi continued to hold my neck with her hands. Little by little, she began to apply more pressure. After a time, it became difficult to breathe. My mind began to fog over. I was slowly drifting toward chaos. You see, your existence has no substance. All you are is a concept. You're just a packet of information, software. The information written on a CD has no physical body, right? The CD itself is just plastic, a hard mass of polycarbonate. But that mass has nothing to do with the information it holds. Information can't have a physical body, that's impossible. Information does not have shape or substance. The embodiment of information only takes place through its application. However, the embodied information itself has no actual body. The essence of information is the information itself. Takeshi, it's the same for you. There is no physical substance to the essence of Takeshi. Instead, the human called Takeshi Kuranari is no more than a concept, information, software. And your essence is realized only through your body, the hardware. That's it, your body is just the hardware. Well yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's just a device in which the entity of you is embodied. Why do you... I spit out the words with difficulty. How come you're... Was I making any sense to her? I couldn't tell. The weight of Tsugumi's whole body was on my neck. I just can't... For an instant, her grip loosened slightly. I can never escape. I'm bound eternally to this horrid body. My soul is forever in chains. Tsugumi became teary-eyed. So that's what the light deep in her eyes. Tears. Hey, Takeshi? Would you kill me? Half lying on his side, she grabbed my wrists. She tried to force my hands on her own neck. Please? Kill me? What are you talking about? I broke away from her grasp. Why are you talking like this? Yeah, I get it, Tsugumi muttered, her voice shaking, and her gaze drifted off. You're just a coward. Just a gutless man. In fact, you're not even a man. That's got nothing to do with this. Come on, please. Hey, you're the one that wants to escape. You're the gutless one, lady. Kill me. Can't you do it? Are you crazy? There's no way I could do such a thing. Why not? Why can't you? Of course I can. I don't need a reason. I don't want to. Why do you want to die so badly anyway? Why do you need someone to kill you? Please, it's because... Forget it. Are you really so unwilling? You're damn right I'm unwilling. Well, in that case I know. I'll kill you instead. With all their strength, Tsugumi slammed me onto the floor and started choking me. Yeah. I'll give you the gift of death, and then I'll... With all her strength, she slammed me down, and slammed me down, again and again. Stop it. I would die if she kept it up. No, I was dying. If she doesn't stop, I'm a goner. Attempting to force her off, I scratched her. Something red started to drip from her lips. It was blood. She's bleeding. Blood mixed with tears. Suddenly her shadow loomed over me. I couldn't see a thing. And with that, I know that's a super cliffhangery ending, but we're out of time for today, so we're gonna have to wrap this one up. This shit is getting cray-cray. I mean, yes, she's obviously right that, like I said before she even said it, this is a meat puppet, right? Everything that is us is the information stored in our brain, right? That's what makes us us. Everything else is just the way we interact with the world around us. What's wrong with that? You'd rather not be able to interact? Come on. Unless I had telekinetic powers. Maybe I'd be okay just being like a cloud of information like a Rick and Morty or something if I could interact with things telekinetically. That'd be pretty cool, I suppose. But I do like video games. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out for me, and I'll see you in the next one.